and welcome to today's LinkedIn Live. I'm Maria Belli, the Recruitment Marketing Manager here at Shepherd Pratt, and I'm so glad you're joining us for this important conversation about entry-level careers in behavioral health. Whether you're starting your career, thinking about a change, or curious about what it's like to work at Shepherd Pratt, you are in the right place. We're going to look at how entry-level roles can be a meaningful starting point for a purpose-driven career and how they can open doors to long-term growth across Shepherd Pratt's many care settings, including hospitals, schools, and community programs, or even across all of these areas. And with that, I am so very thrilled to welcome our wonderful panelists. Each of them brings experience from a different part of our organization and will share what makes entry level in their area essential and unique. We'll also dive into the common threads that connect these roles and the people who thrive in them. First, we have Rakia Leslie. She is our Senior Director for Clinical Services. Rakia brings over 20 years of nursing experience and is passionate about empowering nursing leaders and advancing mental health care through compassionate leadership. Up next, we have Susan Cromwell, Senior Director of Intensive and Specialty Services. Susan is an expert in crisis care, and she is deeply committed to making behavioral health more accessible to our communities here in Maryland. And of note, Susan started with Shepherd Pratt as a rehab specialist, one of the entry-level roles that we'll be discussing. And finally, we have Kevin Iacoboni. He is the Education Director for the Shepherd Pratt School in Glendon. Kevin leads a team of more than 180 staff members and partners closely with local school systems to ensure students receive the individualized education and behavioral support that they need to thrive. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Of course. I'm so excited about this conversation. And to get started, I want to get a clear picture of what entry-level roles actually look like across our different areas of care. So each of you works in a unique setting, and I think it's going to be really helpful for our audience to hear directly from you, and I'll shut up. So about what makes these roles so important and what makes them really stand out. So let's begin with a high-level look at the roles themselves. Kevin, we will start with you. How would you describe the entry-level roles in schools and what makes them so unique?
Certainly. So across our 11 wonderful Shepherd Pratt schools, we have opportunities for individuals to enter the field or enter a professional experience in the Maryland's non-public schools within Shepherd Pratt in a couple of different roles. Primarily, the one-to-one or the therapeutic behavior aid is an area where individuals could enter our organization in the schools. And it's kind of like it's a situation where a staff member works one-to-one with a student, or they provide specific services that student might require per their IEP, individualized education program.
That's great. And I think that work is so important because it really helps our students feel safe and supported throughout the day and get all the great services that Shepherd Pratt
Absolutely
provides. So thank you. And Susan, can you walk us through what it looks like in our community settings?
In our community settings, we do a wide range of services. We house over 800 clients within the state of Maryland. We also have day programming, and we also have multiple other services that we provide. So our core, most important position would be our rehab specialists, because they are the ones that are entry level, but really bringing the attention to each client on a daily basis and in the homes, in the day programs, and providing all the services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I hear when I talk to our rehab specialists is the connections that they make with the clients and, how important that is for ongoing recovery. So I love that. Thank you. And Rakia, how about for mental health workers and nurses?
So the entry level roles for nurses and mental health workers at Shepherd Pratt range from general psychiatric focus, thought disorders, geriatric mood disorders, and eating disorders. We assist individuals from children, adolescents, and the adult population of people in need. With our entry level nurses, you need to complete an accredited nursing program, pass the NCLEX examination, and then obtain a license from the State Board of Nursing. Many nurses pursue either an associate's degree or bachelor's of science degree, typically for entry level nursing. In addition, our entry level nurses, they assess patients, administer medications, develop and implement care plans, and collaborate with other healthcare professionals ranging from providers, rehab, social psychology, behavioral specialists, and so much more. With our mental health workers, this role specifically provides direct patient care, assisting with daily activities, observation of patients, and they are key players with maintaining a safe environment. The mental health workers, they require a high school diploma or GED. Um, you also asked what makes the nursing positions unique. It's very important to be dedicated to providing hope and healing to individuals facing life's challenges. And we do a great job of individualizing our patients' care based on their diagnosis here.
I love that. And when it comes to the mental health workers, we featured one, Maggie from our child and adolescent unit. And offline, I just
Mhm.
love talking to her. She would call her patients her kiddos, and it was just so
Mhm.
clear how connected she was with them. So if anyone's interested, that's on our feed, A Day in the Life with Maggie. But it's so clear that while the settings and day-to-day responsibilities may differ a little bit, all of these roles really share a foundation in that they're all about meeting people where they are and helping them move forward in life. And now that you've walked us through that and we have a better understanding of the work itself, let's talk about the people that are doing this work, because there's common characteristics that cross the entire health system, right? So, Susan, this entire topic was sparked by the first time we met, a conversation that we had about the soft skills that a rehab specialist has. And you've lived it because you've been one. So, what qualities or strengths help someone succeed in these positions?
I feel really passionately that somebody needs to be empathetic, they need to be consistent, and they need to have quality customer service skills when working with our clients. I loved being a rehab specialist because you are able to engage and do so many things with clients. You're in the home, so I mean, you're preparing meals with the client. You can be taking clients to appointments. You can be doing just all sorts of different things with the clients, going to the movies, and then in the day program you're working on also all sorts of things where you're doing groups and doing all sorts of coping skills and meditation and really getting to spend quality time with our clients.
hmm I love that. And then, Kevin or Rakia, do you have anything to share? Kevin, you go first. Sorry.
I think Susan hit the nail on the head. I'm sure Rakia would say the same. I think as far as like the customer service aspect and what we're trying to do, things look a little bit different in the schools when we're servicing students, families, local communities. Here at the Shepherd Pratt School in Glendon, we service 7 local school systems. Our 11 schools throughout the state of Maryland service different local jurisdictions, but we're really maintaining those lines of communication with our stakeholders, our communities, the Maryland State Department of Education. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of pieces that we have to communicate with on the daily. So it's just one of those things to make sure that we're doing our part as professionals to effectively maintain those lines of communication.
Mhm. All right, Rakia.
I,
Sorry.
no problem. No, I definitely agree with Susan and Kevin with this. In my intro, you actually said compassionate. That's a huge characteristic and quality for anyone coming on board to Shepherd Pratt. Good communication skills, empathy, integrity, respect. These qualities lead to success with delivering quality patient care in our dynamic healthcare setting. We're also looking for individuals who really want to help people and deliver excellent patient care for successful outcomes. And teamwork is always
Mm-hmm.
something that we look for. You have to have that across the board here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time. So you can get started. These are such like core qualities to a lot of people who are mission driven. So I think that you can get started without the education, and then Shepherd Pratt can support you as you grow.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the most exciting parts of starting a career at Shepherd Pratt is the support that we offer to help people do that with their growth. whether that's tuition reimbursement, certification support, or hands-on training. And we're going to, again, break that down a little bit by setting. And Rakia, we'll start with you. So what kinds of support or professional development are available for someone starting in a mental health worker or a nursing role?
Okay, so this is a great question. Our education department has been instrumental with numerous training opportunities. Our new entry level nurses, we have a nurse residency program for them. It's evidence based and it's an excellent program to acclimate new nurses to the world of psychiatric nursing. It's a wonderful program and it will help the foundation of nursing care right outside of school because that transition can be very rough. But with our supportive team throughout the ups and downs of their first year, it has helped us recruit and retain nurses. We also have structured orientation on the unit based nurses, from charge nurses, our nurse coordinators, as well as our unit managers. They're also great support for new nurses and mental health workers. Another perk is helping our staff obtain their CPR and maintaining that 2 year requirement directly on campus. It's easy to access. And for our mental health workers and nurses, we have crisis management champions who are experts in engagement and de escalation, which is a must for new people coming into the position to have that support on the unit. Mental health workers and nurse preceptors on the unit. We would also be surrounded by, well, new people would be surrounded by abundance of support, resources, and opportunities. Our education department is one call away when more extensive training or education support is needed. And once a new staff member grows and learns, there are national certification opportunities to take advantage of. And this all leads into Shepherd Pratt employees having a strong desire for growth and learning throughout the organization. We are all involved to foster the care and the development of our staff here. And just for an example, I did start as a staff nurse at Shepherd Pratt. I switched over to a different career and I moved into the preceptor and charge nurse role. I later became a unit manager and now I'm senior director for clinical services during this process. So I was given all the tools needed to obtain my psychiatric certification as well. And the growth opportunities are plentiful here.
Yeah.
So please.
Yeah. And
keep that in mind.
We've talked to Rakia about just your love for psych nursing and how that, unique group, it's really made for you almost. So I think that's
Thank
such a
you.
special quality too. So, and Kevin, how about in the school settings?
So there are many, opportunities, kind of as Rakia stated, as far as people entering the workforce or entering a new role or even a career changer in the schools. We get those individuals quite frequently too, whether it be the educational assistant, the one-to-one, the therapeutic behavior aid. We also have assistant behavioral specialist roles, and a bunch of support, a whole array of support that is provided from local partners as well as the organization itself. One really unique aspect to the schools for individuals seeking kind of like the teaching career path is we have a partnership through the Community College of Baltimore. We have a partnership with the Community College of Baltimore County and MANSEF, the Maryland Association of Non-Public Special Education Facilities, where individuals can enter the education setting, and they don't necessarily even need to teach. They can be taking coursework while serving as, say, an educational assistant, a classroom assistant, or serving in a conditional teacher role within one of our schools. They go to school, obtain their Maryland State Department of Education licensure, and then they are a licensed teacher after that short little bit of time. We also have a partnership with the Notre Dame Maryland University. We have a cadre with the wonderful institution where teachers and individuals in our schools can go to NDMU and take courses, some of which be completely online, and they can come out with a master's. And there are a whole bunch of different areas to obtain the master's, all within the education field. And we have plenty of folks, even just in our school, across all of our 11 schools that are partaking in both the CCBC, MANSEF, and the NDMU opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what's so cool about the schools, I think, too, is that you can start as an EA, educational
Hmm.
assistant, and then you can kind of pick your specialty within there. So, what we have behavioral, speech language, what
Yeah, there's a whole array. I mean, we have clinicians, we have the LCPCs, the LGPCs, the LMSWs, the LMSWC. There are too many acronyms for me
so
to
many
give them.
acronyms.
We have vocational program assistants as well. So someone who might want to enter within the school setting, we have a really unique role, kind of specific to Shepherd Pratt schools, where this individual, they might come in with an associate's and 1 year of relative experience. Where they kind of serve as a vocational role, where they're kind of taking kids off campus or they're doing different types of activities within the community. We have some really unique opportunities here where at our school we actually partner with different organizations. Like we have a local CVS where our kids go, our high schoolers go and work for a little bit of the day. So there's just really unique opportunities for people, and just the opportunities for people to engage in, the community really. And I think that that's really fun. But as far as like the opportunities for growth, Maria, one thing that you kind of jogged me on was starting in one role, figuring that you might want to enter a different role, or if you had to enter as a one-to-one. For example, our VP and Chief of Schools, Miss Kathy Flannery, started as a one-to-one and worked her way up through the ranks and is now our Vice President of and Chief of Schools within Shepherd Pratt. So the opportunities really are there in this organization.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you. And then, Susan, how about in community settings?
In community settings, we have a lot of one-on-one training that happens on site, so that uh, somebody feels supported and engaged, and we have a structured training. We also have MANT, which is our tool for de-escalation and building healthy relationships and treating everybody with dignity and respect. And it's just really key to help kind of take the temperature of our different settings and keep our radar on some of our MANT language. I find that a lot of our staff will be like, I even use it at home. So
Love that.
I love that training. We also, Shepherd Pratt does frequent rounding on their employees. So we're
Mhm.
consistently meeting with our employees, asking them what support they need and asking them what else they need. So through that process, we've just really been able to hear about things that when you're asking those strategic questions, being able to hear about things that you are surprised to hear about. Like, this is something that I think would really help me with my job more. So we're able to, depending on different acuity levels and different client interactions, we're able to spend a lot of time on training people with harm reduction so that we're able to, give them that basis to work with somebody and meet them where they are and not leave them there. So those are a lot of our we have our core expectations and then we're able to build and train on that. Also, depending on what role, if somebody wants to stay as a rehab specialist, that's great. But we also have service coordinators, we have leadership roles, and as in every other department, we have vocational specialists, we have educational specialists that we really can help our staff kind of grow from those roles if that is something that they're interested in.
Mhm. And I love that you brought up the rounding because it can be hard to check in with your staff when you all are like zoom, zoom on the go all the time. So I think that's such a great tool that Shepherd Pratt has that we're checking in, making sure that just because one thing works for somebody doesn't mean it doesn't for the other.
Mhm.
So let's make sure that everybody is getting the things that they need to learn and grow. That's great. I'm glad you brought that up. So, for someone who's considering a role at Shepherd Pratt, what's one reason that you'd encourage them to take that first step and discover their why here? We will start with you, Kevin. That's okay.
Yeah, certainly. So the organization as a whole, top down, from the executive leadership team, is what I would consider world class. I think that the way that the organization pours into its employees is just absolutely incredible, really. So I think that top down, supervisor to supervisee, direct report, it, it really, we want the best in people. This organization just simply cares for people. I think it's like the easiest way to put it bluntly. And for an employee stepping into a role, whether that's a role that they might know or a role that's a little bit foreign to them, it there's a sense of comfortability and safety and knowing that person or people who are kind of overseeing me or my role in my respective area cares for me as an individual. And I think that there is just something really special about that. And not every organization, not every employee within an organization can say that, but we here today, we can say that.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Rakia, what about you?
Well, I encourage you to discover your why at Shepherd Pratt. If you're eager to step into the role of helping others, this is the place for you. I always encourage people to seek the organization's mission, vision, guiding principles, and values. And if the organization's missions and values align and resonate with you and your own beliefs and principles, I implore you to take your first step at Shepherd Pratt. I'm always asked, why did I choose Shepherd Pratt? And my answer is simply just seeing patients come in at the most challenging time in their life and helping them with their transition, being a part of their recovery, and to know that you helped another human being is priceless for me.
Fabulous.
That's my why.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. And Susan, how about you?
I just really think that when you're looking at your why, it's really about the wins. I think the work can be very, very challenging, but we really try to focus a lot also on all of our wins. And they can be very small some days, but if we focus on that, it helps the team really realize why we're here and what we're moving towards. And sometimes our wins are huge. Today, I actually got a call for a follow up about something for a client that was with us for 4 years and graduated, and he's living in his own apartment and he's working and he's doing really well. And his mom was so excited to tell me all the things that he's doing and all the ways that we've helped him. And that's an amazing, huge win for us. But even sometimes, getting a client into a day program, getting a client to that appointment that's been a struggle, all of these things are our wins, and just being able to celebrate that all the time and really take, knowing that you're making a difference and contributing to wins is one of the things that I just really feel like is special about Shepherd Pratt.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that all of those answers provide such a great reminder that purpose and passion really do have a place here. For those feeling inspired and ready to apply, what is one way they can stand out throughout the application and interview process? Rakia, let's start with you.
So please come prepared and on time for your interview. That's very important. Ask questions to show your interest in the organization. Do your homework. Always look up the organization, as I stated before, the mission, the values, just to ensure that that aligns with you. So it'll make sense when you're talking in your interview with your potential boss. Stay engaged during the interview process. Susan, Kevin, and I, we've talked about this, the thank you letter after the interview. That's been lost along the way, but it really says a lot when we receive those after interviews. Be authentic, highlight and showcase your strengths, and always be ready to answer why you would be the best person for the position.
Mhm.
I love that, and I will add cover letters have also been lost. So let's keep writing those. Really do
Very
make you
true.
stand out. So
Mhm.
great tips. Susan, how about you?
I think one of the core things that makes you stand out as a candidate is realizing that our clients have no limits, our patients have no limits, that our students have no limits, that they can really achieve amazing things, and that we are here to help them, that we're not here to hinder. So I think that culture, I always feel like any employee that walks through our door that really gets that and gets that mission is somebody that I am going to support 100% throughout their employment here.
Fabulous. And Kevin, we will close with you.
Absolutely. So Rakia had mentioned like doing your homework essentially is it's important for anyone that's going for a job interview to kind of understand what they might be stepping into or what they're applying for, what they're kind of seeking within this desired role. One thing that I really admire about Shepherd Pratt is the four core values of Shepherd Pratt: to lead, to meet a need, to care, and to respect. Are pretty plain and simple. They're not this long, drawn out, articulated verbiage. It's pretty clear cut and dry that these are what we stand for. These are our 4 pillars across our entire organization of 5,000 plus employees. And it's pretty simple for someone to say, even if I have no idea what goes on in a K through 12 non-public school, or within any one of our settings in the hospital and community services, or anywhere within Shepherd Pratt, if I know anything about those 4 core values, I can step into this role and I can succeed. And if that's all we need is from our candidates, and we'll get them there.
Oh, I love that. Yes, that's great. I'm glad you brought up our values too, because they are really so simple. I love it. So we're done. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Rakia. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing your insights, experiences, and passion today. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. Whether you're exploring career options, ready to apply, or just learning more about Shepherd Pratt, we hope this gave you a better sense of how an entry-level role with us can be the first step in a truly rewarding journey. If you're curious about our entry-level opportunities, check out the link in the comments. Applying through that post connects you with a recruiter who can help you find the right fit. And to view all open roles, you can visit shepherdpratt.org/careers. And of course, please connect with us on LinkedIn right here, and keep an eye out for future LinkedIn Live events where we'll explore topics relating to careers, expert perspectives, and professional growth. Thanks again for joining us today. Thanks, everyone.